Hi people, I have to say that this author, Pintip Dunn, has been a great discovery for me. I haven't read anything by her before, so I remember when she published Star Cross and the cover, it's so beautiful and it caught my attention and I began reading the preview that you can find on Amazon and I was like, I like this one, I like this idea, but I didn't read this one until now, and I have to say that what an amazing discovery this author has been for me. I have to say that I completely love the idea behind this book, and I love the world building that she has created. We have this humanity takes a spaceship and goes to another planet, and the idea is to terraform that planet and live there. But when they arrive, something goes wrong, and they have to live inside these bubbles. So all the resources that they had planned, that they thought that they could, obtain, they can't, because as I said, something goes wrong. So they have this bunch of people and they have very little food and resources to feed them all. So they create these individuals called Aegis, and they are individuals that they have to eat. They eat lots of times, so they suction the nutrients of their bodies and transfer them into pills, and those pills are distributed to the colonists so that everyone can live. So there's lots of things that caught the attention on this, and it's you have colonists that had never tasted food. They don't know what it feels like to chew, to taste, to digest. They feed themselves with pills. And also you have these people called the Aegis, that they are the ones that are going to be feeding themselves so they can feed everyone. But the process of of taking the nutrients from their bodies affect them and their organs. So they have very short lifespans. So it's like literally they are living so they can feed the people. So it's going to be, I think it's a book that makes you think about those people with chronic illnesses that cannot eat and they have to use feeding tubes and all of that, because there's going to be also mentions on that on this book. So for me, that's something very important, because I love when we have books with chronic illnesses representation. And yeah, this is one of the things that I also love in this one, and also the differences that you have between classes, but it's not like having poor classes and wealthy classes and all of that. Every class is respected and every class has its function, and you will have to read more about you will have to read about the book to know more about all these differences, because I'm not making any kind of a spoiler. So we have this figure of a king who is the one who is ruling everyone, and he has two daughters, and one of them is going to be the successor. So he is in a very delicate moment in his life. He needs to have all his organs changed. He needs to find a donor that can transplant all his organs. So he's going to put his two daughters to a test. The one that's more emphatic, that cares a lot about people, is going to be the one to have to choose who is going to die so the king keeps on living. And the other daughter, who wouldn't have any kind of trouble doing this, it's going to be taking care of the people who are experiencing pain and discomfort and having difficulties staying alive without food. So they are going to have their roles reversed, and I love how they are going to be put up to the test. And there's going to be happening lots of things. There's going to be someone, behind the shadows, trying to move everyone like puppets. And I have to say, to be honest here and say that I knew who this person was, and I kind of guessed the reasons why that person is doing what they are doing. And also I knew what the king was expecting to happen with the test. And despite that, I have to say that I loved every page of this book. Pintip has a way of writing that's very cinematic. I don't know how to say that, because in the way in which she was describing things, I felt like I was there, seeing them with my own eyes. And I never felt lost in all this world building that she has created, because she explains things to you in a way that it's not info dumping, but it's very fluent with the story. So you are in a place where you are reliving something, and she explains things to you in the way that you need them to be explained so that you can understand what is going on. And I have to say that I love how she does that. I love how she creates this place, this ambience, these relationships, this whole society, and how all the people live and thrive, and all of that, and all the differences, and also when they have doubts and they have fears. I have to say that's amazing. I have to say that most of all, I love the characters that she has created because they felt very real. I mean, they feel like real people. I felt like I was, opening this window and, perusing inside the lives of these people in that span of time that this story covers. And I have to say that it's amazing. I love our main character, Bella. She is one of the two daughters of the queen, of the king. And I love how human she is. I love how she is put in that place in which she has to choose who's going to die to save her father. It's like an impossible choice. So I have to kill someone so my father can keep on living. And it's even worse when the person that she loves looks like it's going to be the chosen one. So it's like this impossible choice who she's going to save. I mean, and I love how she begins to think that maybe she can change the course of this test. There's this kind of test, the test of the fetus, and there's different things that the guys have to do in order to be chosen. So she began to think, maybe I can tamper with the results, maybe I can influence it, so the one that I love, it's not chosen. And I love how she feels guilty because it doesn't matter what she does, someone is going to die and it's going to be on her. And I love how she's scared of losing the people she loves, and I love that she feels that way because in some way there's something that happened in her past that she feels like it's her fault, and she doesn't want people to die because of her. And it's like, as I say, it's this impossible choice. And I love how she feels, and I love how real her feelings are when she's in love with this guy, and when she is with her best friend, and when she is with her father. Because despite everything that this book is, I think it's a love story between a daughter and a father. This amazing relationship when you have a father that that loves you despite everything you are, and that he sees you for who you are and doesn't care and still loves you. And it's that daughter that knows that she has this father that cherishes her, and she also loves him because he is everything that she has. And probably that's one of the reasons that I love this book so much, because I used to have a very close relationship with my father, and he was the only person that we could just look at each other and we knew what the other was thinking. And we were very close, and I knew without a shadow of a doubt, even despite my father made mistakes, and even despite that I did make mistakes, I knew that we love each other and that we will always be father and daughter, daddy and daughter, and that's amazing. And I think that's one of the things that pulled me into this book so much. This relationship between these two people, and it's amazing because usually you have mother-daughter relationships, and to have an amazing relationship like the one that she has with her father, for me was amazing, and I loved every minute of every conversation they had. And I love when sometimes she was talking with the king, and then suddenly that mask slipped away and there was her father, or vice versa when she was talking with her father. And I love that. And I love that she knew that her father loved her and that she loved her father. So it's amazing. Honestly, I have to say that it's a very gripping book. I just read it in one day. I just couldn't put it down because I needed to know what was going to happen. Will the king live? Will Kat, that's the guy she loves, live? What will happen with the best friend that's suffering? You will see it in the book. And I wanted to know more about this wall, about this situation, about what the outcome could be, because I love that we have this character who is not perfect, far from it. And I love that we have flawed characters, because we as human beings, we are imperfect, we aren't heroes, we do the best we can with the choices we have at our hands, and sometimes we make mistakes and sometimes we fix them. And I love to have characters who stumble and who are trying to find a way in the midst of impossible situations, and even in the middle of real life, because real life can be very trying sometimes. So If you haven't read Pintip Dunn, I hope that I have convinced you to pick this one because it's an amazing book. And I love how she is able to transport you inside the book and make you see the things that she's writing like it's happening in front of your eyes. And I love how true and amazing her main characters are, the secondary characters, everyone is so fully fleshed out. It's what I said at the beginning. It's like you are opening a window and you are looking through it to the lives of these people, and for me it has been an amazing journey. So yeah, I'm going to keep reading her books because she is amazing. Pick her up. Thank you for watching. Bye.